All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you right there, and just like me right here. Don't forget to check out the interview I did with up and coming singer, songwriter, guitarist, good guy, Jay Davids. I did this interview, I believe, yesterday. Yeah, I'm losing track of time. We're in a new year, and so it's January and it's cold where I live, so everything is kind of shorting out. The brain's not working. But anyway, it was a great interview, and Jay loves guitars. So uplifting stuff, interesting stuff to talk about, or at least what our conversation was about. It was good. Speaking of guitars, so Tony the Internet Tiger, who is my crack researcher, so again, you can blame him for this. He sent me this article the other day, and I didn't want to really talk about it because it's depressing. Iconic 90s rock song named Best Guitar Riff of All Time. This, according to iHeartMedia, the corporate overlords of everything having to do with music. If there's a radio station in your neighborhood, it's probably operated by remote control from the corporate office in iHeart Radio Media Land, wherever that is. Nirvana's 1991 hit, Smells Like Teen Spirit, has taken the top spot on You Discover Music, owned by Universal Music Group. Okay, does that make sense to anybody other than Rick Beato? Anyway, they prefaced this announcement with this sentence. There have been a ton of unforgettable guitar riffs in the history of rock music, but one has perhaps rocked a little harder than the rest. Really? Harder than Paranoid by Black Sabbath? As an iconic riff from a very well-known 90s alternative track, has been crowned the best guitar riff of all time. Really? Better than Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Better than All Right Now by the band Free. Better than anything by Led Zeppelin. Okay. All right. I don't get this, but then again, I'm not the person to talk to about this. I am into catchy melodic songs, and Smells Like Teen Spirit, I guess here's the thing about Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I'm starting to notice this. I'm tolerating 90s music way more than I used to. I'm not going out of my way to listen to it, but when I hear it, I go, okay, yeah, at least they're playing guitars. Yeah, at least it's organic sounding. Now they posted this, which I thought was interesting. They had the late Kurt Cobain admitting that he was trying to come up with the ultimate pop song. This was an interview he did in Rolling Stone where he said this. He said, I was basically trying to rip off the Pixies. Yeah, that underground college band from the 80s into the 90s. Ironically, the Pixies did not make this list. Ironically. Just, when you think of iconic guitar riffs, you're supposed to think of the Pixies. Now, they have this list, too, where pretty much every one of these is better than the one that they crowned the king. Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good, 100%. Rolling Stones, Satisfaction, makes sense. There's Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water. Okay. Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Okay. Better than Smells Like Teen Spirit. Link Wray's Rumble. That's a great song. 1958. See, it's almost like, you know what, we have to represent something from every decade, to be fair. They've got Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. You could have picked a number of Zeppelin tunes. They have Purple Haze by Hendrix. They could have had, again, a number of Hendrix songs. LaGrange by ZZ Top. That's a good one. You Really Got Me by the Kinks. That's another good one. Other notables that made the list. Enter Sandman, Metallica. Crazy Train. Yeah, that's a pretty good one by Ozzy. Back in Black. Well, AC/DC you could do. You could do like at least 20 of them. Killer Queen by Queen. I don't know why Killer Queen, but Queen's got a few. Brian May was a pretty good guitarist. Still is, I guess. Barracuda by Heart. All right. And this last one is kind of weird. Something to Talk About by Bonnie Raitt. Some pretty good slide guitar on that record. But as far as riffage goes, and that's my word, I don't know about that one for guitar riffs. But All Right Now by Free is missing, which is, I mean, look, you've probably got your own. And that's the thing about these superlative lists. They don't make sense. But the fact that they continue to promote this band and this style of music, and we're like 34 years later, and we're supposed to elevate this guy to guitar sainthood, or this band to guitar sainthood. And yeah, they're a heavy-duty guitar band, and if you like guitars, sure, listen to Nirvana. But if you like hooks and iconic riffs, most people would say Smoke on the Water. I like All Right Now by Free, but Smoke on the Water, I know friends in high school that basically started playing guitar, and that's the first song they learned. Now, of course, when I was in high school, Nirvana didn't exist, but Killing Joke existed, and The Damned existed, so there were a number of bands that were out there that I think kind of influenced Nirvana just a little tiny bit. So, and you can hear it in the songs. It's not just, a passing influence. It's like a full, like, wow, this sounds like Nirvana. But this came along first, and Nirvana added more angst to it. The grungy image, which, again, came along later. They could have been maybe a goth band in the 80s, just dressing in black and so forth. Or, some of those bands were wearing all the colors and stuff. They were just playing music that had, a different style to it without all the keyboards. But keyboards were okay in the 80s. Keyboards were thrown out the window in the 90s, which not with every band, but with a lot of bands, keyboards, even like piano, even more organic keyboards, just flew away. They flew the coop in the 90s. So anyway, I don't agree with this, but what I think doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's just my opinion. And as time goes on, like I say, I'm not Rick Beato on this one, but I will say that 90s music may have been the last gasp for the great guitar, and not great guitar players, but just hearing guitar high in the mix of songs, great guitar solos. Those things are definitely not in fashion anymore. And when I hear it, can be a slower tune, can be a hard rocking tune. When I hear a great guitar solo, it just warms my heart. It makes me feel better. So that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out my interview with Jay Davids. I think it's pretty cool. He likes guitars, so there's the tie-in to this really bad video that I'm doing now. And if you are feeling like you want to help support this channel, there's Patreon. There's also Buy Me a Coffee, a way to support the channel. My name is Dave. God bless, and I will talk to you soon.